Well, happy Saturday to you today. Welcome to the Jim of All Trades channel. I'm Jim, and I'm a Forex trader and a crypto trader. Glad you are with me. Today, we're going to look at Litecoin, Bitcoin, and Ethereum again. The big three, in my opinion, those are everybody's favorites, and they just kind of give us an overall view of what the market's doing. Generally, when you understand those three, you understand pretty much all that each coin is doing. Eventually, we'll may add XRP, maybe a weekly update for XRP, just because a lot of people are interested in that. Though I'm not a big XRP trader, other people are, and so we're going to add that eventually. So that being said, if there's any in the comments today, what I want you to put in the comments today is what's your favorite altcoin. And are there any coins that you would like to see a regular weekly update on? Don't forget Sunday, we're going to do Sunday night requests. We'll have a live stream probably around 9 o'clock Eastern Time, 9 o'clock Eastern Time on Sunday evening. And so that's going to probably be a regular deal. We'll go for about an hour and a half. We'll take chart requests. We'll look at the current state of Bitcoin and Litecoin, Ethereum as well, and then we'll look at those in heavily, and then we'll just take requests. So in the meantime, in the comments, put your favorite altcoins there, what you want to see charted, what you like the best, and we'll try to get them out there. Also, if there's a forex pair that you like, I trade on the forex as well. If there's a forex pair you'd like to see a chart for and a projection for, I'd be glad to do that as well. All right, let's jump into the charts. Don't forget, I am not a financial advisor. This is not intended to be financial advice. I am a chartist. And that's what I need to put. I'm the chartist. Anyway, sorry guys, that's the way my brain functions, so you'll have to deal with it. Also, don't forget our game. Timestamp the first yawn. We'll see who wins the internet today. Okay, yeah, if I can't beat it, we're just going to join the yawns. Okay, so we're just going to give into it and have some fun with it. So timestamp the first yawn. We'll see who the winner is, and then by the end of the video, you need to count how many yawns I had, and we'll see who's right. How many yawns of a video was this one? So all right. Eventually, I might get once I get monetized, I might get some T-shirts and do some T-shirt giveaways, and eventually, I may even put some Litecoin up for grabs. So yeah, we're working on building the channel, and you help me do that by sharing the content and sharing the video. Okay, we're looking at Litecoin first, just because that's what chart I'm on. What I want to do today is give you a psychology lesson as well, along with an Elliott wave count as to where we are. But I want to talk about panic selling and why you don't panic sell and what you should do so that you don't panic sell. All right. So yeah, before we get into that lesson, let me just show you where we are on the count. Okay. This is let's see. This is the 3 hour. Okay, what's going on here, guys? I'm a little nervous about downside movement. Okay, I'm a little nervous. Let me tell you why. This is straight down. That's impulsive. That is trend like. It is not. It doesn't seem three wave-ish at all. It does not seem three wave-ish. Now, here's the thing. Here's a couple of things. This could be what we call an expanded flat correction. What's an expanded flat? An expanded flat. Well, first off, you have an impulse wave. Okay, from Elliott wave perspective, you have an impulse. So let's see if we can draw an impulse. Here's an impulse. Okay, now a regular zigzag correction looks like this. There's a zigzag correction. That's generally what we're looking at most often. This is a flat correction. Where the B wave retraces at least 90% of the A wave, usually up to 100%. And you see how it just kind of goes flat sideways, but there's a flat correction. An expanded flat has the B wave going higher than the A wave, and it creates a fake out to the upside for most people. So it goes higher, and then the C wave can either come down even with the A or even lower like that. So that would be an expanded flat where you have an impulse, then you have an ABC, and then so that's what I'm thinking is going on. Now let me just teach you the last flat there is. This is what we call a running flat. A running flat is when the C wave is shorter. So you got an A, B, and a C, but the C wave doesn't come past the A wave, and then so it's short and it's like truncated, and then basically an impulse begins after that. So that's those are the different flat corrections as a quick lesson there. So what are we dealing with here? Well, I think possibly, guys, we are dealing with an expanded flat. That is a hypothesis I am digging into. Do you dig? All right. So what's that look like? Well, I mean, it doesn't mean it's correct. It's just a hypothesis until it's invalidated. Okay, so here's what we're looking at. Um, we've got a five wave. We've got a five wave impulse, right? Tag on it. I'm sorry, guys. I have a hard time with this count here. We've got a five wave impulse here. Very clear. Five waves. It's impulsive. It's an impulsive move. Okay. Then what we thought we had going on was an ABC down to the downside. All right. It was an odd shape for sure, and it was pretty confusing. I was expecting this was to be a one wave followed by a two, and we were heading up for three. And so what we thought was going on, and we were all excited, everybody was, too. The only problem was this wasn't tall enough, okay? And so it didn't measure. It didn't measure. It barely came to the 1618. And then, so we thought we were doing, actually, that's not what I thought at all. I thought this. One, two, and I thought we were going up for three. That's what I've been looking for, right? Market makers knew I was looking for that. So that's what I thought was going on here, but it fooled everybody and it went down. So I think we all got faked out with an expanded flat. Really long and drawn out. Complex correction here. This went higher than that, and now we're coming down. So what are the targets for that? We've hit one of them. Looks like we're going to come back and make a double bottom potentially. 77.42 is a potential bottom here. So that would be kind of a double bottom here. Now we've already hit 83. We've already hit past 83. That was a target that I had yesterday. It's looking like it's looking like we got some more downside to go. I'm looking at 77 as a potential entry. All right, let's dig into this wave and see if there's anything that'll help us. Well, let me go to the 15. Let me go to the 20-minute chart and see if that helps me better. Here's a clear. This is here's a clear wave delineation right there. That makes sense. So what we're gonna do is measure that. That's the one wave. Not even coming down to the 2618. I wonder, is this one here? So it's hard to tell what one is. This could be one right there. 1, 2, and this is 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This is the third wave. We're making the fifth wave right now. That's what I think. We need 5 waves in this C wave. So this is what I'm thinking. One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down here. 3, 4, 5 is going to come on down. Now, if that's correct, we need 5 waves here. So let's see if we can find 5 waves there. This is the way I do it, guys. We start from the big time frame and we work our way down to the smaller time frames. Okay, let's count the waves here. Let's do the measurement here. The first wave, there's 1, 1, 2. 1618 came down to the 3. Okay, so it looks like we got one more push to the downside. We got 1, 2, 3. This is 4. Should be coming down for 5. That's what I'm looking at. Let's measure this wave right here. Is that looking corrective? Okay, 84.65 to 85.25, 85.22. See, most of you guys are looking at this and say, hey, we're going up, we're going up. But you need to measure these waves and put the extensions on it. We should expect this to be an ABC that looks like this. Coming up to 80, I bet you it comes up to 84.65 and stops. I bet you it comes up to 84.65 and stops. All right, let's talk about why I think that. Number one, okay, so why not panic sell? Let's talk about panic selling. Um, what's a panic sell? Well, when you see this big candle to the downside, a lot of times you'll end up selling down here, down here. Now, if you um, if you didn't get to sell here before it dropped or up here, and then just wait. Don't sell in this drop here, okay? Unless you get in at the top of the drop, okay? If you get in at the top of the drop, that's fine. If you sell there, but if you missed it, and don't panic sell down here. Just hold on to what you got. Why? Because whenever you have new territory, and this is going to be hard to explain, but new territory that a candle. So as the candle is moving down, trudging down. Let me explain what I mean by new territory. It'll come down. It'll retrace. Now, as price comes down, right now we haven't covered any new territory. We're still, but once it starts to break that area and comes down, all this area is new territory. Okay, and so what it'll do is it'll create new territory, but then it'll come back to the bottom of the structure. Okay, and then it'll continue down. Once we get past the new territory, the old territory, it'll create new territory, come back to the old territory, and that's the way it'll move. And let me just show you. Okay, let me just show you. You got to understand this. So let's see. This is the beginning of the wave. Wave came down, came up. Okay, it came down. Didn't really break. It didn't break a lot of new. Here's, sorry. Here's the new wave. Came back up. See how it came back to the structure here? Okay. Broke a bunch of ground right here. A lot of new territory. Look what it's doing. It's coming back up to this point right there. That matches up with the fib level perfectly. Okay. So that's the way it does. That's on the micro count. But what you'll notice, that happens on the macro count as well. So why don't we panic sell? Well, we'll just wait for it to come back. But don't think it's going to keep on coming back, especially if you don't have a 5 waves down. We don't have 5 waves yet. We need another hit to the downside. So we're going to wait on that. But you can, if you want to, wait for it to come back and then sell up here. Even if it's for a loss, you can sell and then it goes down. You're going to end up making more coins anyway, and you get a better price down here. So that's what I would be doing. So wait for it to come back. So when you get one of these big candles, don't freak out. Wait for it to come back on you. It generally does come back. You may only get one hit to it, okay? So we understand that, but it generally comes back. Let's just kind of go back through the chart, and I'll just show you how that happens over and over. And you need to play with the chart so you can see this pattern over and over and over, okay? Um, okay. Wave, wave came. Dag on it. Wave came down. What did it do? Came up, came back to new territory. It wicked above it, pretended like it's going higher. Nope, fake out. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, wave came down. Came down, came back up. This one came right over, even with the structure right here. Okay, so you can always just look left and see where the structure lines, where you think it's going to go. Let me show you up here. This wave came down, came back up to structure. See that? And then it makes new territory, goes to structure. Comes down, okay, comes to structure. That's the way they move. So when you understand that, you don't have to freak out. Okay, let me just show it to you again. Wave came down really hard. You panic sold down here, came back to structure. Came down again. Now this, it reversed. Came down, came back to structure. Came down, okay? All right. Pay attention to those patterns, okay? In a downward trend, it does it over and over and over. Let's just look at this one. Price comes down, comes back to structure. Came down, back to structure. Down, back to structure. Down, say it with me. Back to structure. Back to structure. All right, you get the idea. Now, if I go to a larger degree, I want to look at that on a larger scale. It happens on the larger scale as well. Check it out. Wave comes down, back to structure. New territory. It's a long way. Back to structure. Didn't quite make the structure, but there was structure over here it came to. Came to this structure as well. So when I say that relax, chill, the market always comes back, it does. It always comes back. It always comes back to you. Micro or macro. You may have to wait a little while. You may have to wait, but it comes back. Now, it doesn't mean we don't sell for a loss sometimes and rebuy later so we can minimize our loss. I'll do some risk management and mitigating a loss another time. So, all right, looking for a downside target of $77 is probably where we're headed. Probably make a double bottom. Probably have a good bounce there. That's what I'm guessing. All right, let's look at Bitcoin and see what we got going on. All right. I called yesterday. Basically, this thing could break two ways, and I gave you the scenarios to look for. So we got the downside break. Okay. Basically, we're looking for 5 waves to the downside. Should be trudging our way down here to this bottom target. You see where I already had my target there from yesterday. Let me just remind you where it was. Looking at probably $10,745. Probably down here to structure. Okay. Back to structure. Back to structure. All right. So yeah, we're probably looking at going to make our way. So I would wait to buy Litecoin until Bitcoin comes down here in this box here, back to structure, and then we should be getting a bounce to the upside there. That's what I'm thinking. So I'm thinking we're going to go up for one more high. Should be getting some divergence because it's the 4 wave and making the 5th wave. So should be going up for the 5th wave here, but then we're going to have a major correction after that pretty soon. So after the 5th wave, we should have a larger correction down, back down here. So we'll have to see what's going on. When I say larger correction, I only mean this. Let me just show you. Provided we get this 5th wave. So I don't think this ABCDE is in play. I don't think so. It's still in the cards. It could be. Okay, it could be. But because we have a triangle up here, I want to say it's got an upside potential. Bitcoin can do whatever it wants to, but triangles are usually in the 4th wave. That's telling me we got a 5th wave coming. It's also in the B wave. So this could, yeah, an A, B, C. So either way, it's still looking to the upside to me. So I'm seeing good upside potential here. So that being said, we're looking for basically a 1, 2. Now we're making the 5th wave of the 3rd wave, right? And then this is, or the 3rd wave is done. Anyway, we're looking for 5 waves, something like that. Now this could be done. This could be 4, 5, and then we get 5. And then after that 5th is done, we probably double top up here, coming down, something like that. It may be smaller than that, maybe like this. It may come to this trend line. Who knows? Who knows how it's going to play out? But we're looking for some kind of larger correction. There'll be a time to get in as well. So don't fret. Don't freak out. Okay. That's what we're looking for Bitcoin, excuse me. So I'm looking for 10,800, 10,700 in that ballpark there. Let's look at Ethereum. Now Ethereum's a little bit more challenging. We've crossed our long range trend line. So, but it doesn't mean anything necessarily. Let's go to the 1 hour. We've come down into this area, guys. I was sad to see that, guys. Could mean we have more downside to go. Could mean. So we're going to have to wait and see what the market gives us. But right now, I still think we're going to get a tradable bounce here. I still think we're going to get a tradable bounce. So that's what I'm looking for, a tradable bounce. Unless Bitcoin just takes off to the downside like crazy, I'm looking for a tradable bounce. So keep in mind this bottom right here, my yellow line of death, sitting at 190 for Ethereum. If we break that, buddy, it's on. Okay, there's more downside to come. We'll have to figure out what's going on. So understand that. Be watching that. My next target is going to be 197. That structure zone right here, and I'm also 190 is a double bottom area. How do you count this? This is 1, 2. Let's put some fibs on this guy here. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's tough. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we're making the 5th wave. Maybe. I don't know, guys. Feels down in Ethereum. Down. Ethereum feels down, but that would indicate Bitcoin's down too. So I mean, Bitcoin does have down to go, and Ethereum does have down. It's just not measuring well. It's just not measuring well. But this again could be an expanded flat. Again, let's see what that's looking like. Could have an expanded flat here, and you can't blame me for missing that. Those are hard to find. Yeah, it's looking like double bottom here again. 191 is the 1276. We already hit the $200 mark there. So yeah, looking like an expanded flat, like I showed you earlier in Ethereum. All right, guys. You guys have a fantastic Saturday. That's what I've got for you. Hope that helps you. Be watching these levels as we come down. Don't jump in a trade too hastily, okay? And you just might be thinking scalp trades for now until we get some clarity, until we get a nice moonshot so you can enter those scalp trades looking for the moon, but if it starts turning back, make sure you get out break even if that's how you want to play it. Okay, that's how I would play it. Watch out! Don't forget, comes back to structure. All right. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share the video, show some love in the comments. That really helps YouTube. YouTube, put my videos out there. Let me leave you with a yawn. This is a one yawner. I think you'll have to. Oh, right. There you go. There's your yawn for the day. Talk to you later. Have a great day.